Hello, I'm Senator Monero speaking for the first time in this session. Judges and play please give me an indication when you're ready. Today's topic of discussion revolves around the occupation in public schools. More specifically, the policy of teacher tenure. Teacher tenure is a policy that restricts the ability to fire teachers unless there is a just cause for the dismissal of that teacher. I am in firm affirmation to the bill of having all public school teacher jobs in the U.S. under the protection of teacher tenure. Three main contentions being the protection of one's job, the performance of our students, and better educators. Heading to my first contention. Tenure provides teachers the latitude to use their professional judgment in their classrooms, to advocate for their students, and to not fear retribution for speaking the truth about controversial subjects. As political winds shift in school districts, tenure also wards out patronage or nepotism. In Holyoke, Massachusetts, for example, administrators asked teachers to post student test scores on the walls of the classrooms. When an untenured English teacher objected publicly in 2014 that this was an unsound tactic and was humiliating towards students, he was fired, despite having previously received excellent ratings. Tenure, on the other hand, would have ensured a fair process and protected this man's job. Next, my second contention. The concern of being fired if the principal decides to observe you on a day when the lesson goes poorly or the students decide to act up causes a lot of anxiety and fear for new teachers. With no idea when the principal or department supervisor might be stepping in to observe your class, new teachers often perform poorly because of this anxiety. By giving qualified educators the knowledge that their job is secured by teacher tenure, they continue to perform consistently well, removes that anxiety and allows them to focus on providing excellent educational experiences for their students. Tenure also empowers teachers to become more involved in school decisions. Research finds that when teachers have a say in how schools are run, they are more likely to be invested in the school and to stay longer, and are more engaged with colleagues in cooperative work. Having this sort of strong culture, furthermore, is linked to increased academic achievement for students. Lastly, my third contention. Tenure displays a three-way benefit. Not only does it bring to the table better educators, it also brings forward successful students and successful schools. As former teacher Brian Jones wrote in the New York Times, if teacher tenure is an important obstacle to achievement, Mississippi, with no teacher tenure, should have stellar schools, and Massachusetts, with teacher tenure, should have failing ones. Instead, it's the other way around. In conclusion, I am in affirmation to the bill of having all public school teacher jobs in the U.S. under the protection of teacher tenure for my three main preceding contentions being the protection of one job, the performance of our students, and better educators that provide towards the students as well as the schools. Thank you, and I'm now open to any and all questions.
Okay, speech of 2 minutes, 48 seconds. Questions?
Senator, if there's not tenure for many other jobs in the corporate world, why do you think that teachers require this tenure?
Senator, because teaching is a very different field of work. But when you're teaching other kids, you're empowering them for what they're going to be in the future. There has to be some sort of stability or system placed for teachers in this type of field.
Abhinav?
Even with the tenure, wouldn't that change you're talking about still get fired, but it would have just been longer?
So your question is tenure.
Can you repeat the question, Abhinav?
Even with that, would that same teacher be fired, but it would have just been over a longer period of time, and with more money?
Oh, so yeah. So basically, tenure, I proposed a solution where we keep tenure and improve school administration. So this process saves money and ensures excellent educators for our students, because the problem isn't the teachers, it's actually our administrations. So putting more effort into improving our administration will actually improve the teachers and keep tenure and also save money.
Paki?
Senator, don't you think that if teachers have tenure, they won't try as hard because they know that they won't get fired?
Well, Senator, now with our new, as I've stated, my new solution, we'll have stricter administration, which will enforce that teachers be actually on top of what they're doing. And because of this enforced administration, teachers will not take advantage of the tenure system.
Okay.
Senator, although effective teachers shouldn't be fired, don't you think that underperforming ones under tenure should still be able to be fired?
Of course, this is why we solve problems at the root. So this is why, again, my solution, better administration. With better administration, we'll solve problems at the root, where we'll choose better teachers, will have more rules in place and will enforce that along their teaching career.
Thank you, Senator.